Welcome to a quick walkthrough of the effects on contact in space and space combat using the 5150 Shipyard rules. Because we added new concepts of modules and things like that, we do have some changes to how the rules work. Now, the core rules are the same. We've just added the modules and effects as modifiers to your standard tables, right? So for example, if you have the maneuver table, you have the ship module engine boost, you get +1 thrust once per encounter to give you an edge, on the maneuver table. So it's still going to fight the same, right? You're going to go starting off with who fights who. In this case, it's a 1v1. We've got our brand new hull 5 light freighter against a hull 3 Blood Crow pirate ship. Our light freighter is thrust 2, firepower 2. The pirate is thrust 3, firepower 2. So pretty comparable, but the pirate has the edge of maneuverability. We would first start off on who fights who, but since there's not multiple ships, it doesn't really matter. So we go right to the maneuver table. We're going to roll thrust dice against our rep for that. So the pirate rolls 3 dice and passes 2. Our guy passes, rolls 2 dice and passes 2. So pass same. The other ship gains control. All go to continue on table. So we go to the continue on table, and we're going to roll that versus rep. Both sides pass, right? So nothing that exciting. The ships are maneuvering against each other, and we go to another round of maneuver. Let's try that again. So pirates versus our guys here against our light freighter. Pirates pass 1. Our guy passes only 1 also, but he's going to burn a star die, re-roll that, and now he's going to pass 2. So he's going to capture maneuver, right? Goes to the fire table. So we'll go ahead and go to the fire table here. He doesn't have any offensive mods. He has defensive. He has civilian armor and point defense, right, which have an effect in the game. And a negative nerf, which will hurt him if he gets boarded. So we'll go ahead and take our shots, right? Firepower, right? Our firepower is only a 2. Look at that. We passed 2. That's pretty cool. So that would be a hit on hull, so 1 point a hull on the pirate ship. So now their hull drops from 3 to 2. That's kind of scary, but they'll see if they'll pass to continue on. And looks like they passed continue on. So we're going to go back to the maneuver table. So their thrust wasn't impacted. They took some damage to the hull. We go back to the maneuver table, right? We'll roll back on that again, rolling our thrust dice, since both sides have not had thrust impacted. Pirate passes 3, our guy passes 2. Looks like the pirate passes more, so now the pirate gets to fire first, right? Let's go ahead and take the pirate shots then. Their firepower remains unchanged, and they got a pass 1 on the hit. So they did hit. Loser takes damage. They pass more. So let's go ahead, roll that. And that would be a point of thrust if the hit comes through. But let's absorb it with that civilian armor. Once per encounter, right? Per our brand new ship, which we need to name at some point. Civilian armor is going to block that 1 hit. So that gets nullified by the armor. We don't take the hit. Now we both go to continue on, right? We do the continue on. Looks like both sides pass again, right? Yep, pass one, both go back to the maneuver table. So we continue doing that for a while longer. We go back to the maneuver table. Let's say this time, looks like the pirate won again, takes another shot, right? He's going to roll those dice to try and hit against his firepower roll. One of them is going to hit, but let's now use the point defense, right, to get rid of that, and it becomes a pass 0 instead of a pass 1. So now point defense is nullified. Another point of damage could have come our way, so we nullified that. We go back to continue on. We keep going. Go back to maneuver. Right, let's go ahead and take the maneuver again. Pirate passes 1, and our hero passes 2. So that means that our hero gets to shoot now. So we'll take our shots against our firepower rating. And we pass 1, that's a hit. Loser takes damage. That is a point of thrust, right? Now we go to continue on. Now he's got different damages now, right? So let's go back to continue damage. -2 rep, so he drops down to rep 2, and he fails 2, right? So pirate fails and runs for it. Both ships 1d6 plus thrust. If runner rolls higher, escapes the fight. Otherwise, go to surrender table. So let's go ahead. We each have a thrust 2 now, a d6 plus thrust. Pirate rolls a net 7. Our hero rolls a total 6. The pirate gets away. So those modules really came in to help and gives you some more tactical options in your fights. Makes the stakes differently. Now, if maybe we'd had a boarding action, maybe that pirate carried on through to board. In that case, we did that boarding action. Remember, the crew is an individual figure. So we look at these here and say, oh, this pirate has a crew 4, right? It means it has 4 guys that can come over. We had a crew of 7, so we outnumber them there, but maybe they're more heavily armed. But we have a -1 because of the illegal modifications to the ship that make it harder to defend. So trade-offs in the game. Hope you enjoyed it. Have fun out in the space lanes.